Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
You all right, Arthur?
I am. I'm on the treadmill, so I'm doing okay.
You're on right now?
I normally wake up. Yeah, I'm on it right now. I've been on 30 minutes, a little over 2.5 miles, and I'm cooling down a bit, and then I'm going to go move my laundry over and then do some weight training. Because, look, I'm 55 years old. My credit sucks. My future's not too bright, but at least I'm good looking and in good shape.
There you go.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo
There we
Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Good morning, Chuck.
Straight out of Sam Pittman Live from last night.
You know, I think it's Notre Dame. It's just different. You know, if it was Alabama, that'd be something, but we've seen them, you know, for a while. If it was Auburn, whatever, that would be exciting too. But Notre Dame just is a different feeling. We know we have one time and we've got one opportunity, and our kids, you can feel that they know the sense of urgency of playing, like I say, a great Notre Dame team.
I have no idea what's going to happen Saturday, but I know they're going to play hard on Saturday. And, you know, this is one of those weeks where there's a lot of things going on. There are things going on, you know, that are right out in front of us. Lots of things going on in town. There are things going on behind the scenes. You know, those who follow Razorback football, you know, there are certain times, certain weeks, certain moments you remember. And I kind of think this week's sort of one of them. We'll see what happens Saturday. And obviously you've got an open week after that. But I have no doubt that Arkansas and the coaches and the players and everybody, whatever they've got left, you'll see it on Saturday at 11 o'clock.
Bart's he's ready to go. He's got one of those hats that I keep getting
old
trolled
school.
on Instagram about. And you bought it. You went for it.
Yeah, I did. Well, I
Looks
did.
good.
Yeah, it's a great hat.
I don't think I'm going to buy it now that you have it, but
I mean, you can buy it.
It keeps coming up in my feed. You had a big crowd last night.
We had a big crowd.
It seems
It
like
was packed house.
It seems like people are ready to go for this game. I don't think it's going to be one of these environments that you show up on Saturday and protest of what's happening or anything. You don't show up. You know, I think
right.
people are showing up because it's Notre Dame, and it's a big game, and it's been a big game.
I think, you know, what Pittman was talking about there, you know, if it was Auburn, if it was, you know, one of the other teams in the league, it would mean a lot. You know, don't get me wrong, it would mean a lot. But there's just something about that game. And Arkansas is no different than a lot of schools. Unless you play Notre Dame regularly, it's very rare that they're on your schedule. And I think I read in their notes, I know Arkansas is not the only team over the last year or two that Notre Dame has played for the first time. They play a lot of first-time opponents. And so when you get them on your schedule, if you're going there, I mean, you're playing in the shadow of touchdown Jesus. So, you know, that's a big deal. And when you get them in your place, generally it's something that's never happened before. So I think there'll be a good crowd, and obviously they're going to pull for the Razorbacks.
I'm ready to go. I'm excited about it. This is a really interesting time. I feel like we say that all the time about college football. You know, Mike Gundy, the second longest tenured coach in college football, just cut down, you know, 3-4 weeks into the season. Over. And now he says he's going to coach again and he's going to do it immediately. Is he going somewhere like this year? Is he going to go finish the year at Virginia Tech or UCLA? What is
Well, somebody's got to hire you. I mean, you can say I'm going to coach immediately, but somebody's got to hire you, or you're coaching, in his case, probably your grandkids' team. So, I mean, that's the extent of it, you know. So, you know, it's interesting to me. I've been reading a little bit about that. I guess they offered him the opportunity to resign and coach the rest of the season, but there was buyout money involved.
$15 million.
And he said no. He said, go ahead and fire me.
What would you say?
I'd say no.
Yeah.
I'd say no.
Who says yes to that?
Well, I don't know.
You can do more work, but then you're still going to be out of a job when all the dust settles. But you can keep
and you're
working.
going to get a lot less out the door.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
And so
No thanks.
but he so my point is that we have this idea that a coach who's embattled and who may be about to get fired is just going to suddenly have this benevolent streak, and they're going to go, well, tell you what, why don't you keep half the buyout? I mean, why don't you just go ahead and keep it?
I've done a lot here. I've been here for
you guys have paid
19
me
years or
great.
whatever. Longer, but it's been a good time, guys.
I didn't realize this about Gundy, and I know it's gone south the last couple of years, but they had in the 16 years prior to his hiring, they'd had 4 years, 4 winning seasons in 16 years, and then he had 18 in a row. So that's pretty good. I mean, I know it's fallen off the cliff here at the end. That's not all his fault. He didn't stop being a good coach just over the last 24 months. There's other things at play there, and it involves getting players. But, he had a heck of a run, but he wants his money too.
Well, when things started happening last year with the rev share and all that, we sort of thought that coaches' firings with buyouts would go down. Like we wouldn't see as many of those. And last year was relatively quiet. This year is not going to be quiet. We've already seen 3 coaches fired, and we're barely a quarter of the way through the season. I mean, from Power 4 major college football programs. I don't know if you can call UCLA a major college football program right now.
There was a time. There was a time when there was.
Or Virginia Tech, for that matter. But they just decided they're going to infuse $40 million into their program. They got a $40 million influx of cash, Virginia Tech did, which, if you're going to hire a new coach, those are the kinds of things that you have to tell people so you can be an attractive job. But we're not done seeing coaches fired.
Well, the lesson,
and maybe not done mid-season.
The lesson here is that we're going to struggle to raise money to pay the players, but we can raise money to fire a coach with a couple of phone calls.
Listen, and it's always been that way.
It's always been that way, and it always will be that way. There's that old saying, the path to the wallet goes through the heart. Well, that works both ways. I mean, somebody falls in love with something, you'll give it everything. But when you turn on something, there are people out there that'll do anything to spite you. That part kind of goes both ways. And yes, I think if any program out there, if there's the right person fed up, that guy's gone. It's just how it works.
It feels like Monday is going to be interesting here on the Chuck and Bo Show, one way or another, with this Notre Dame game. It's going to be that they're 3-2, where you said they needed to be through the first 5 games of the season. When you segmented out the schedule,
Just for the record, I didn't have Memphis as an L, and that's the shadow.
Yeah, oh yeah,
that's the shadow right now.
Absolutely, but they could still be 3-2 if they win this game.
Well, look, you beat Notre Dame, all bets are off. I mean, you saddle up, and here we go. And
but if they don't,
if they don't, then that's a different deal.
Yeah, but who knows what we're looking at next week? But it'll be. I think we got over the Memphis thing, kind of, a little bit yesterday, and now you look ahead to this Notre Dame, and you kind of talk about the game, but then they have a bye week, and things tend to happen in a bye week.
Well, and look, you can't be a prisoner of the moment. You have to look at the big picture. And there are, as there always are, there are multiple opinions among real movers and shakers on this. I'm not talking about, you and me and guys that, host talk shows. I'm talking about the guys who actually make the decisions. I know there are differing opinions. There always are. And this is where we are. And you play Notre Dame Saturday, and it's a great opportunity. I mean, we've spent the last several days, really several months, debating the future of a 62, 63-year-old man. He's going to be fine, regardless of what happens. But there are kids in this program who have, in some cases, they've uprooted, they've moved halfway across the country, and I know they're getting paid. But, just think about a young family member in your life. They're getting paid to move to that job, halfway across the country, but it's still a stressful time. And so these kids are dealing with all that, and they're having to play a football game, but they're getting to play Notre Dame. And so for them, what I hope is that for the players, that all of this stuff somehow, some way, and I don't know that it's possible, can be moved to the back burner for about 3 hours, and they can enjoy the fact that I am 21, 22 years old. I'm on the field. I'm playing college football against Notre Dame. How big is that? They make movies about this program. I hope they enjoy the moments, what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if Arkansas doesn't come out and play its best game of the year. That may sound like a ridiculous statement if you watch the Memphis game, but this is how football works.
No, you're right.
These are moments that you see happen every year in college football. You had Fernando Carmona Jr. He goes by Junior in the locker room.
Yeah.
He's a
I didn't
fun
feel
guy.
quite right calling him Junior.
Yeah.
You know, do you mind if I call you Junior?
Right. Yeah, you kind of want to call him whatever he asked to be called.
He's really a good guy.
He really is, but I don't want to be on the other side of him.
I don't either.
In public, let alone a back alley.
No.
Here's what he had to say about this game.
It's another Saturday at the end of the day, another game, just a great opportunity in front of us to play in front of the home crowd, play against a great program, and just to show what we have in our locker room and, you know, how great of a team we have. Yeah, it's just a true opportunity to show the world, you know, we got a great football team here at Arkansas, and maybe the ball hasn't rolled our way a few times, but we got a good team, and people will see that Saturday.
I said this last night on the show. I don't know how many coaches' shows are out there, but I promise you, nobody had two bigger guys on stage last night than we did. Carmona and Jeffrard, you know, combined weight about 750. I was concerned about the little podium up there. I mean, it's just wood. And I was afraid at some point that it all might go. But, look, these guys are it was interesting last night. Because at some point, somebody said something about blocking out the noise or staying off social media. And, you know, I was reminded of something Gundy said, you know, earlier, I guess it was last week. He talked about how, oh, we say that, but we're smart enough to know that. I mean, they're going to be on there all the time. It's impossible to get away from, nor do they want to get away from it. So they're not getting away from social media. I mean, they know exactly, you know, everything that's been said. But when you listen to the players, I think they understand, you know, maybe not just what's at stake, but they understand how big the moment is. And that for them, 20, 30 years from now, for a wide variety of reasons, they're going to remember this week. This is a formative week for a lot of those guys.
I think it's going to be an interesting environment. You know, a lot of people have had this on their calendar since it was announced and made plans to come. I mean, you're to have, you know, a decent size Notre Dame representation. Lou Holtz is going to be at the game, who we talked to on the show yesterday. But a lot of Razorback fans who maybe don't always get to go to games or make the trip, that live out of state, I think have made this a destination game for them. And so I'm interested to see what the crowd's like. What do we think the game is going to be like? Bart's been over there as we've been talking in this segment. I don't know if you know, Chuck. I kind of keep an eye on Bart. It's sort of like a live audience. You know, you're seeing how people are reacting to what's being said. And the way Bart's reacting right now is he keeps looking, you know, just sort of like thoughtful. And he's like rubbing his chin, and he's like, every time we say this. Yeah. So when we come back, I want to hear exactly what is going
Bart's
on
thoughts.
over there. Yeah, Bart's thought. Good morning, Bart.
Good
Your
morning,
hat
Dad.
looks great. Instagram got you. Edward, you good? Edward's wearing a Chuck and Bo hat.
I had a late night.
Yeah, I wondered when I came in here and the lights were off today. Of course, I was the last one in, so I can't. When you pull into the parking lot and Chuck's truck's already there, you know, I don't.
You know you're running late.
It's kind of like, wow, I didn't realize it was 5:45.
I turn the lights on the same time every morning. You were just in the studio a couple minutes early, so I'm
that's
not.
weird.
I'm not
I was
sure
late,
what,
and I was in the studio.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the.
But I could tell
what the
you're
big
running.
deal is.
I didn't say it was a big deal. I could tell
behind.
you're running behind.
I'm not running behind at all.
You're not.
I sent you all the audio.
Did you
really
get
early
that,
this morning?
Did you get that Matt Campbell thing in here yet?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
You sent those minutes before the show started, but I'll continue to effort it. But I had a late night.
How was your night?
The day
It was
doesn't
good. I went
start
to a
until
concert.
Yeah, Ron Burgundy is here.
Where'd you go
The news
last
can
night?
start
Which
right- what'd you
concert?
do?
Went to the Amp. Saw Blink 182.
Yeah, I saw
it was
some.
awesome, and it resulted in about 4 hours of sleep.
Wow,
man!
But we're here.
Boy, this is such a good story. I
my-
thought this was
my
going to be a
adventure
crying
started
baby kind of a story.
At the Maverick this morning, my adventure started there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
A large coffee, because there's no coffee here.
I brought some.
Well, I forgot my pods.
Oh, I forgot that we didn't have coffee.
Yeah.
Bart forgot.
So
wow, what a downer.
I brought some.
Wow.
Well, I've got
I'm
some
hurting over here.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, come prepared.
I might go to the Maverick right now. Okay, well, we got things to take care of.
We've got housekeeping duties.
Yeah,
we got things to do.
We're going to get ourselves together, and we'll be back with the Chuck and Bo Show at 6:17. We hope you're getting yourself together this morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We're just kind of wading through it, figuring it out with you this morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is here for when you want real action, and the wait is over. Live racing is back. Every weekend brings big moments, big crowds, and your chance to feel the thrill of a big win. The holiday racing season begins Friday, December 12th, and runs through January 4th. Then the excitement returns with the classic racing season, January 30th through May 2nd. It's racing, it's winning, it's everything you've been waiting for. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
The two best guys in mediocre sports radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
And I include myself in this. We like to think we know what we're talking about, but sometimes we do miss the mark. I mean, sometimes we do.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arthur's already on the horn this morning. He's ready to go. It's Thursday morning.
He has both texted and phoned into the show.
21. We did not get ourselves together during the break. Yes, he has.
Daily double.
We are still efforting to get the Chuck and Bo crew together. Edward's fresh off a Blink 372 concert.
Come on.
Area code.
Come on.
45 Mafia.
You're making yourself sound like a papa.
Yeah. Well, that's what
Sound like Chuck.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, you do sound like Chuck.
I'm working on it. Give me some hush puppies, and I gotta start dressing different, and all, I'm working on it. Arthur, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I just, I shouldn't really, again, growing up in Little Rock, and, this is the first real home game in a month. And I can't blame anybody for playing a certain way but I just hope that I'm not even there. I can't even show out, but I just hope if the team and the stadium shows out for this. Growing up and, remembering when, I played until I couldn't play anymore, which was like in junior high. But, I remember going and seeing Keith Jackson, Ricky Williams, and all the players in Central Arkansas. And, I kind of always identified with Arkansas football and that, it bugged me yesterday when Joe Klatt talked about Arkansas losing to Memphis. And, Lou Holtz is going to be there. Apparently a bunch of people from Notre Dame. It's like, I hope they stick it to him, man. Come on. It's kind of nice that one thing that has changed recently that I like is that more SEC fans, identify with being basketball fans. So, at least we can usually kind of get people back on that. But, man, I don't know how or why, but if they could show out, it would be great. But, and I just, also, changing the coach is not always a guarantee for better things. And a lot of times, if the wrong hire is made, it goes catastrophically the other way. Of course, I'm probably the only person I really thought we should have fired was Chad Morris. I like Danny Ford and, Houston. Maybe Petrino was a better X and O's guy, but man, Houston could get the dudes. We know about the major players, but Ahmad Carroll was a 5-star, and Lawrence Richardson. He got dudes. And, but I guess with that being said, I would really hope they get the win in front of Lou Holtz.
Yeah.
But, so I guess I'm feeling more of an emotional side today. So.
Well, you're also apparently on the treadmill.
Yeah, you're on the treadmill right now, Arthur?
I am.
Yeah. The heavy breathing was a dead giveaway, man.
You're
the
doing
shortness of breath.
flights upstairs or the treadmill, one or the other.
Well, yeah, it's what I have to do now. But, woo pig suey, and, we can come together as a fan base. But, when these other people's fans call in and put their 2 cents in, that's kind of like, yo, we got this. But so have a good day, guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, good to talk to you. You did say that during a break yesterday, Chuck. We had heard from a Notre Dame fan, maybe it was yesterday, and they called to tell us they weren't nervous about the game.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think you are.
Yeah.
And they were. It turned out they were.
Yeah. We got to the bottom of that.
But then you said during the break, hey, we can fight amongst ourselves, but you can't.
That's
get
right. This is our fight. We don't need your opinion.
Yeah, that's not going to fly.
You deal with your own stuff, Jerry Faust. We've, we got our own problems.
We
right
talk
now.
about how when somebody's got something negative to say, it's usually via the text line. Every once in a while, we'll get a call, and I always challenge people, like, call with this thought. Don't
Don't just hide behind the keyboard. But we got one from 573, the 573 area code. Y'all are so far from reality, nobody cares about the Notre Dame game. Really? Really? So we're going to show up on Saturday and nobody's going to be there. Okay. I mean, do you really believe that? Where does that thought come from? And have you challenged yourself when you have a thought to ask yourself, is that really true? Is that a true thought?
Does everyone think like I think?
Nobody.
Do I have
Nobody
the
cares
opinion
about this Notre Dame game. I mean, a lot of people care about it.
I think you said something a little bit earlier. There are, and I know them. I've got family members and friends that, I mean, this was the game they wanted to come to. You know, this was the one they had circled, it's the one they made plans for, and so they're still coming. Now, you know, they're going to be rooting for Arkansas, and I'm not naive. If it's 40-0 in the third quarter, they're probably not going to stay to the end. But I don't think it's going to be. I mean, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be anything like that.
If you talk to people who I consider to know college football, that have been covering college football for a long time around the country, Chris Lowe will be on at 7:30, who long-time ESPN reporter, one of the most trusted journalists in college football, in my opinion. On 3 Sports is who he's with now. But, you know, you talk to people like that, and then you read a text like this. And by the way, I don't know if Pittman will be here this time next week. You know, who knows? Like, they lose the game. It's a bye week. We've seen things like this happen.
Well, you'd be naive not to think what happened Saturday or what will happen Saturday is not going to have something to do with what we talk about on Monday.
Agreed. But it does. But at the same time, this team is not some trash bucket.
No.
I mean, they might not have done enough, but, you know, listening to some people talk, it's as if, you know, they're just out there getting embarrassed every week. And it is embarrassing to lose at Memphis, but they didn't lose to a trash football team either. And they should have won the game. And you could argue they should have won the game against Ole Miss. This is not a team that is showing up on Saturday with no chance to win.
I think there are programs out there that, as a fan base, we consider ourselves to be better than them. Memphis is one of them.
Of course.
Missouri's one of them. I'm not saying that's the I'm not saying they're correct.
You know, I beat that drum all summer.
I'm just saying that I think the average Razorback fan, I think people that follow the program, fan base in general, you think you're better than Memphis. You think you're better than Missouri. You think you're better than Mississippi State. You think you're better than Ole Miss. Those are the games that you expect to win. And when you don't win them, it's, you know, that's when it all begins to go south. It's those M schools, man. It's those M schools that get you.
What Bart's thinking. It's the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. What is Bart thinking?
Thoughts?
I'm excited for the game on Saturday. Like I've been saying all week, like, this is really cool that this game is even happening. Like, I don't care. I mean, look, I care, but the records of these two teams is not the biggest deal for me. The big deal for me is that this is just really cool and really fun, and we should all go and have a great time on Saturday, right? Like, because it's going to be I hope it's going to be a fun environment. I hope the 11 a.m. kickoff doesn't kill that. I hope I do.
Back to that.
Well, I mean, that's always going to be like this game would be so much cooler if it was at night. Like, it just would be. That's the way this game is. That's the way football is. But, like, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a cool time. It's going to be a fun time. And I'm not naive enough to suggest that there isn't just this huge undertone to the game and the season and what may or may not happen depending on how this game goes. I understand that, but you can still enjoy the moment, right?
Well, if you're healthy. You know, if you're in a healthy state of mind and you kind of live life sort of like in a healthy way, you can, yes. But then there's this other thing that's just toxic. And it's just got to be awful to be around. Like, it's just got to be horrific to be around the people that I just mentioned, like that text and say things like, I don't know, nobody cares about this game. Y'all are so out of touch with reality. What are you even doing this morning?
Like that,
what are you even involved with this show for?
Somebody's going to have
why don't you
just a patentedly false
Why don't
comment.
you go sit outside and just kind of contemplate your life for a minute?
Somebody's going to have to
making you think like that.
Somebody's going to have to sit beside that guy at the game, though, Saturday.
Oh, yeah, he'll be there.
Because that guy's going to
be there for sure. You know, see, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweat No Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatgnomecosmetic.com and click on the Sweat Gnome Edge.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds: professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
as much as y'all want us to win and the state wants us to win, the guys in the locker room want to win too. It's Notre Dame. If I had a concern, I'd be telling you that I didn't think I had a good team. And if I told you that, I'd be lying.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bart, you got your stripe out clothes ready? Which section are you in, white or red?
Well, I'm in I believe a red section. It would not have mattered. I would be wearing red regardless.
You'd be the red spot right in the middle of the white
That's right.
section.
That's
Really?
right. Yes, I would.
What are your thoughts on stripe out games, just generally speaking?
I'm not the biggest fan, if we're being honest.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, what do you say?
Well, here's what I'll...
You roll your eyes when you hear about that.
Here's what I say. If you're going to do any sort of something out, your color is red.
Yeah.
It's a power color. There's a reason... There's a
true.
reason Tiger Woods wears red on Sunday. It's a power color. It's intimidating. That is one of Arkansas's colors.
Have you ever had this thought?
So red
getting
out,
dressed?
like just
Today, I'm going to go with a power color.
No, I didn't think that.
Do a red out, like it's your color.
Do you like red pants, red tops, red hats, the whole deal?
Like
head to
all
toe
together? No.
Well, you say, I mean, if there's going to be a red out, I mean, you got to wear all red.
No, I'm talking about like a shirt.
When you put on red, do you feel the power?
Are you going to wear red from head to toe?
No, certainly not.
Oh, okay.
that'd be horrendous looking.
Okay, I just wondered.
I've got this new black shirt.
Yeah,
that's like an old school coach's like 3 or 4 buttons on it, you know, collar.
Those are great.
And
Stiff
it's got
collar.
a pocket.
Yes.
And Kara got it for me, and I'm going to have to tell her that I can't wear it on Saturday because it's a stripe out. And if I show up in black,
yeah, that would be bad.
I'm going to have
you can't do that.
things thrown at me, hot dogs thrown at me.
Well, it would be a sign you've given up.
It would look funeral like.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it'd be like,
That's
oh,
right.
you didn't read the room.
That's right.
Or the press release
That's
that
right.
said it was a stripe
That's
out.
it.
Wow, this Mattingly guy. Cool.
There's no way you'd get a hot dog thrown at you.
You don't think so?
Too expensive at the
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like people spend the money the way they want
throw
to.
you a $20 bill at you.
Well, I mean, Oklahoma State has no money, and they're paying Mike Gundy $15 million to not coach anymore.
Could be a lot worse.
I mean, people will do things that aren't necessarily the best decision.
Instead of spending $20 on a hot dog to throw at Bo,
it's not $20.
Donate that to the
Chuck and Bo breakfast fund.
Well,
Yes.
that or the NIL, whatever.
Yeah, well,
just trying to be productive.
I mean, people aren't being rational. I mean,
No.
that's not why you're going to the game. I mean, for logical people.
No.
But
there's nothing logical about
it. Could
going.
be. Yeah, there could be some really interesting things that happen on Saturday, including Arkansas rushing the field.
After the 3 minute. After the 3 minutes.
I'm telling you.
Will that work if they
I'm
win? Will
telling
they wait
you.
3 minutes?
I'm telling you, if they win the game, there's a very good chance that happens.
You can't rush the field against a team with a losing record. You can't. I'm sorry. Have some respect.
Until you said that, I'm not sure people knew that, and I'm not sure they're going to remember by the end of the game.
Also, if you wait 3 minutes to storm the field, shame on you. Shame.
Those Memphis kids tried to rush the field.
Shame on you.
Those Arkansas people are rule followers.
Yeah.
No.
Top 10 on Sports Center.
If you're going to rush the field, rush the field.
Watch how Arkansas fans followed the rules and walked out of the field after the 3 minute mark.
That's right.
All right, we got to go to the phones here. Let's go to Mountain Home. We didn't make it over there this week. We were going to go, and the good thing we didn't because, I mean, jeez, it didn't just rain. I mean, we had flash flooding all over the state. Caleb's there. Caleb, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it's a good thing y'all didn't come. You'd have to come on Noah's Ark. We got a lot of rain.
Man. Well, we're coming back on we're coming on the 14th.
Okay.
Of October.
So we'll plan to be there then.
Put that on your refrigerator calendar.
We certainly will.
Write it in. We'll be there. We're looking forward to it.
All righty then.
You sound
I just
excited.
want to call in and tell you.
You couldn't sound more thrilled.
I won't be thrilled till the morning of October 14th. Till then,
You don't believe it's going to happen. He's like, whatever. I've seen this dog and pony show before.
Well, I just wanted to call y'all and tell you, hey, if you guys and Lou Holtz are going to be the only ones at the game, we'll be at the game too. So we, I just wanted to say this game, I've had it circled all year long. This has been like a game I've been seeking out tickets for a while. And up until yesterday, I was not expected to get any, but we did have someone reach out to us that knew we were wanting tickets, and they gave us tickets for the game. And all I'm going to say is I know what's going on in the upper echelons of the Arkansas football program. I know people aren't happy. I know people are asking all these questions. But for now, I'm not concerned about that. I'm just excited for a great game between the University of Arkansas and the University of Notre Dame. It's just, I don't see either two things are going to happen. And I do not think the second thing's going to happen. Either they're going to come out and they're going to play probably the best game we've seen all year from them, or they're going to get blown out by 3 touchdowns. Now, I'm not saying that the latter is going to happen. It's just I don't believe that we're to that point yet. To me, that's only something we see towards the end of the season. But I'm just excited for a great game, a great opportunity, and no matter what happens, I'll be in the stands screaming "Woo Pig Suey." And before I go, I do have a prediction. Not a lot because I don't gamble, but I got a prediction. If Arkansas beats Notre Dame, then I predict the whole entire house of cards is going to fall. I think Alabama will beat Georgia at Georgia, breaking their huge at-home streak. I think Penn State will beat Oregon, and I think Ole Miss might even upset LSU. But that's my prediction.
Yeah.
If one card falls, the whole house of cards going to fall. But that's my 2 cents. I'll let y'all go, and I'll see you on the 14th.
Thank you, Caleb.
Hey, thanks.
Wow.
Bart, any of that
turn the world upside down?
Any of that resonate with you, Bart? I know you've been on that Alabama train early in the week. You were there.
I'm keeping an eye on Alabama and Ole Miss and those
like what do you mean you're
situations.
keeping an eye on
Watching the lines,
watching
reading the
lines,
notes,
yeah,
seeing who's hurt.
Yeah, that's
Ole
right.
Miss is going to start Chambliss.
That's
I guess
right.
you saw that, being
Yes.
the educated gambler that
I
you
did.
are. Yeah.
I did.
Nothing gets by Bart.
And in fact, that news came out, and
I
the
don't even
line
talk to
moved
him
from
anymore.
1 to 1.5.
Wow.
Ole Miss is now
So
one
he's
and a
worth
half
half a
point.
point?
Ole Miss is now a 1.5 point favorite.
Where's the Arkansas line now?
It's at 4.5. It dropped all the way down to 3.5. It's back up to 4.5.
Started
now.
at 6.
Started at 6.
What do you think the reason for the slight rise would be?
Well, I think it.
Analyze that for us.
I think the sharps are coming in on Notre Dame.
The what?
The sharps.
Yeah, explain that.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
you're
the
using
smart-
this
the
gambling
smart
lingo,
money.
man.
The smart money.
We were in the same
The
meeting.
professionals.
We were in the same meeting with the brass at Oaklawn that you were. Don't act like you're
Yeah.
like you know
The
you're gonna
professionals.
throw terms around on us that we did.
Sharps.
Jeez.
Well, come on.
So Notre Dame's back up to 4.5.
Notre Dame's the total has risen to 65 points from 64.5. It's 65.
So
That's a
we
lot
got
of points.
we got a text here. You know,
might not
pointing out
touch that
that
one anymore.
that SeatGeek you can get a ticket for $50 to the game on Saturday. And so I, doing what you were busy, so I fact checked. And I've always wanted to sit up there in that far corner of the very top of the stadium. And,
Have you?
Yeah, and for $6, I can do that this week.
Man, why don't you do that?
Yeah.
And just
So it's like, you can
do
get
a file a
ticket.
report.
Yeah, you can get a ticket for $56, and it's all the way up in 507, row 14. Like, you and the flagpole over there in the corner. You can tell us which way the wind's blowing. I mean, I know people sit there. I'm not trying to, I just can't. Like, I would be freaked out.
Yeah, that's
I would
not
be
for you.
I would be freaked out. But if that ticket is available on SeatGeek, and if you want to sit in the north end zone, that's $1,000. If you want to sit, in a lower bowl somewhere, you're paying over, 132. Depends
Big
on
Red's
where you
rooftop,
are.
pretty good deal.
Yeah, there is a 144.
It's a great place to watch a game, by the way.
2 tickets.
I love
Can you-
love going up there and watching
Can you
a game.
can you explain this to me? why ticket in section 507, row 14, seats 23 and 24 is $56. And in the same, in section 502, it's in row 15, it's $67.
Because people can choose their price points.
No, I mean you're still way up. It's like not much of a difference.
No, but like,
in the seat.
the person selling the tickets can set.
He thinks he can get $67 for it.
Yeah.
You know, I think I can milk him out of an extra $11.
Thank you for clearing that up. That did help. Chuck has thoughts. I want to have some coffee and let you guys roll for a while. This is going to be good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
WT Equipment is overstocked on new Bobcat equipment. The lots are packed and ready to move with special fall deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built for any job. Take your pick from compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more, all backed by WT Equipment's trusted service and support. And don't forget, WT Equipment's Fall on the Lot community event is Saturday, October 4th from 12 to 4 p.m. Food, games, prizes, and family fun only at WT Equipment.
I don't need Chat GTP. I've got Chuck GTP.
Amen.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
as much as y'all want us to win and the state wants us to win, the guys in the locker room want to win too. It's Notre Dame. If I had a concern, I'd be telling you that I didn't think I had a good team. And if I told you that, I'd be lying.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security Bank's the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show, helping our Kansas bank better every day. They're all in on local support and more convenient locations all over the great state of Arkansas. FSbank.com is where you can bank online. First Security Bank, member FDIC. Searcy, home of First Security Bank, is where David lives and calls from and has no doubt funded our breakfast fund because of all of that.
Our hero.
Good morning, guys. I really appreciate you letting me call in this morning. Nobody's talking about the Ryder Cup, and I want to give you about a 1.5 minute breakdown of what I got. And I know Bart's big on this stuff.
We only got a minute.
Y'all all play golf.
You got 1 minute.
Tell me if I'm
Go quick.
Tell me 1 minute. Okay. If this was being played in Japan or somewhere on a neutral side, I believe the Europeans would take it. But the home advantage has got to carry us through, because when you get to the captain's picks, I'm afraid we're weaker than their team. They've got Lowry, Rahm, Allberg, Fitzpatrick, Hovland, man, and Justin Thomas. I wouldn't pick him to play with me down at the local club. And Morikawa didn't have a good year. Cam Young's too young. We got Cantlay in that group. And Tiger Woods, remember, was 13-21. So we got to have a boisterous crowd. None of those 3-foot gimmies. Make them make everything. Can't wait to see Tyrell Hatton break his first club. It's going to be great. Thanks a lot.
Wow.
USA, baby. What timing.
Right on time.
Yeah.
Bang.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for our Kansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds, make the right call. Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. So if you're in the market, now's the time to make a move. That includes the brand new Chevy Traverse, the Chevy Trax, and all the favorites like the Tahoes and Suburbans. And for truck lovers, there are Silverados in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
So I spent yesterday, you mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
If you're looking for one of these shows that just sort of eases into it in the morning, you're not quite awake for this. I mean, you might just start picking us up around 6:30 because we just dive right in.
Well, I've been up a while.
I'm not sure I'm ready for it. I'm talking to the person listening right now that their alarm goes off with the Chuck and Bo show.
Yeah.
By the way, that's half of America. I don't know if you've seen the ratings. That's half of America.
Astronomical.
It's Chuck and Bo, Fox News, and then whatever else.
And it's close at the top. Don't kid yourself.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I'm looking forward to hearing Chris Lowe at the bottom of the hour. I always like it when we have him on the show.
I just think Chris is one of the most level-headed, logical college football reporters out there, rational, but also he talks to people. Like, he's really in the know. He talks to coaches all over the country all the time. And I just, I want to know kind of what his takeaways from the year are so far.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? Has anything just sort of surprised you? I mean, obviously you didn't expect that loss at Memphis, but or are we still letting, like, the next couple of weeks we're going to learn a lot more? Or are we still kind of trying to figure out who the best teams are? Do we still think there's going to be a surprising group, not just a team or two, but a surprising group of teams in the college football playoff? I was shocked at the Indiana-Illinois score.
I was very surprised by that. I thought Illinois going in, I thought Illinois had a good chance to beat them.
Well, I just thought Indiana was going to be, a one-hit wonder.
I did too.
With Kurt Cignetti.
I did too, but they're not. I mean, they hung 63 on them and probably could have scored more. So I mean, they're a legit contender. I would say out of the Big Ten, if you want to look at that conference, that's the team that I wondered about. I mean, I sort of thought last year was fool's gold. As far as our league goes, I want to see what happens with Oklahoma. People are talking about Oklahoma's back. I am not convinced of that. I got nothing against Oklahoma, but I am not convinced. Mateer's out now, and they're about to hit the beefy part of their schedule. It's been kind of light early on, so I wonder about them. Alabama and Georgia. Has Alabama really fallen? I'm inclined to think they have, honestly, but I don't think Georgia's the juggernaut they were a couple of years ago either. Who wins that game? Maybe the LSU Ole Miss game is what ends up being a bigger game in the grand scheme of things. I think there's that potential, if you want to know the truth. But in terms of surprises in our league, nothing's really blown me away. I did expect the Razorbacks to beat Memphis. I'm not going to lie about that. Well, I didn't know about Ole Miss. I thought they'd be 3-1 right now. Obviously, they're not. The Memphis loss changed everything as far as we're concerned. I mean, there's no way around it. And we've said it many times. It's not the big games that get you. It's the games you're supposed to win that you don't that get you. And that's what happened Saturday.
Brent is in Searcy. Brent, it's been a minute. Hope you're well. Brent.
Well, Brent was there.
I mean, a moment ago.
He was there mere moments.
There's
a line ringing
here.
now, and
Brent?
I'll bet we lost him, and now he's back.
Brent?
Yes, this is Mike. I just want to call about the nosebleed seats at the Fayetteville.
What do you think about him?
Well, years ago, decades ago, when Florida came in town, Danny Warford, I was in the nosebleed. That's freaky. It's freaky.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's up there.
I mean, some people do it every game and love it.
Oh, I know it. And I was young. I'm old now, but I can imagine what it'd be like now. It will really be freaky.
I'm not going to lie, man. That'd scare me to death.
It feels like you're going to fall off of it.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of heights.
The very first game.
Well, see, I used to be when I was young, but that sort of changed my outlook on heights and stuff like that.
I think it's an age thing. I do think it's an age thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I've always been that way.
I was in my 20s or where it was. I think like a year or two in, the first year or two they built it. I was pretty young, and I have no. And see, the bad thing about it was the stadium wasn't even half full, so I could have gone anywhere.
Are you going to the game on Saturday?
No, sir. I'm down in South Arkansas. It's a long trip for old man.
All right.
Way up there.
You gonna watch?
I'm in El Rey.
You gonna watch the game on the TV?
Oh yeah. I'll be there. I'll take. I'm not a Lou fan. I'm not a Notre Dame fan. I hope they ripped them, Notre Dame. And on top of that, take my two things in my book ever come out of Notre Dame good. That was Rudy, the player, and the movie. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's the only two things I see come out of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask y'all something. You ever talking about the hot dogs up there?
Yes.
When I went to the Little Rock game, they're expensive, but damn, they were good hot dogs. Do y'all know what brand it is?
In Fayetteville?
I don't.
Went over to the Little Rock game.
The Little Rock game.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
They were pretty good hot dogs, though.
Yeah, well,
they're expensive.
Sometimes the hot dog gets the spot. There's no question.
usually
will.
at the turn.
Yeah.
You got that right. So, Chuck, you going to be at the game, aren't you?
I'm thinking about going. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm going to go.
Well, I'll just come. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll make a deal with you. I'll get somehow or another put some coins in my gas tank, get the Little Rock, and I just ride with you.
Okay.
And go on your pass.
That'd be fine. You just come up and go with me. We'll have a good time.
I'd go to Cersei, ride with Brent, and then Brent will get you to Chuck.
Nah, I don't know if I can. I don't know.
That's a lot of moving around.
That's
a lot of moving parts.
That young redheaded man might be too wild for me.
This has been the call of the week so far.
It has been.
I really appreciate you calling in.
Thank you. Is it Mark? Is that right?
Mark?
Mike.
Mike,
Yeah.
thank you. I hope you have a good weekend,
chat.
man.
Yeah, it was a good chat with Mike.
Thank you.
Let's try this again. I like to skip Edward. Hello, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Let's just go straight to him. Who we got here?
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Joe in Fayetteville.
Hey, Joe. Let me put you on with Chuck. Hang on a second.
What do you want to talk to Chuck and Bo about?
All right, give me just a minute here.
Sure.
Okay, so what do we classify as nosebleeds? Like if you're in the front of the upper level, does that count as nosebleeds or up against the back? Like where you got to be to be?
I think you got to be leaning against that railing in the back there. Those seats on the front row of the upper deck, those chairbacks are good seats. Those are good seats.
Yeah, some of them are.
Yeah.
So talking about nosebleeds, my first Razorback game, I was about 10 or 11. We went and watched them. I think they played, the Mean Green, the Texas Mean Green. And
North Texas.
We were up in the very top, and my parents, we didn't have a lot of money, so that's where we ended up sitting for my birthday. And, as a young kid, I got a lot of beer poured on my head from some North Texas fans while we were up there on that back row, so it was a very happy birthday, and I always remember that. So the top row isn't always the worst.
I've sat there before. You can see a lot, that's for sure.
I mean,
have a good day, guys.
You too. There's this all came up because someone had texted that SeatGeek had tickets for $50, starting at $50, but they're pretty high up, but you can get tickets for less expensive than you could a week ago. I guess we could say cheaper, but I'll go with less expensive than you could a week ago.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's sort of how it works. If both teams were 4-0, it'd be the toughest ticket we've had around here in a long time. But they're not, so here we are.
It's a stripe out.
It is a stripe out.
So if you are going to get a ticket, you got to figure out, like, if you're purchasing the ticket, it's not just the price of the ticket. It's what color do you want to wear to the game. You got to figure out what section you're in.
And if you see a red dot in a white section, it's Bart.
I don't know if this is true, but somebody from Tyson has texted in that it's Tyson Ballpark hot dogs.
Okay.
That
Ballpark.
So good. Now, I don't know if that's true.
I do know that Ballpark is the official hot dog of the Arkansas
Well,
Razorbacks.
Then
so
does
it
that
must
apply?
be Ballpark.
Does that apply in Little Rock?
I don't know. I see. That's a good
That's
question.
the kind of
You've
stuff
got
that
all
I would
the-
expect the voice of the Razorbacks to know.
Well, because there was a time when Arkansas, the university, everything on campus was Pepsi, and then you go
Oh, my
play at
gosh,
Little
why
Rock,
did you have to bring
Coke.
that up?
You had Coke, and so
Can you remember those days?
I do remember.
Oh,
those days.
horrific! Just horrific. I mean, Wait, there is no way to describe the look on a wonderful person in the service industry. The server comes over to your table and someone asks for a Diet Coke, and there's no way to adequately describe the look of the server who says, while they contort their face a certain way,
hide their shame.
We have Diet Pepsi.
See, are you one of these people that, because I know them, if they don't have Diet Coke, it's like, I'll just have a water. I'll drink a Diet Pepsi.
Kevin Trainer.
I have no issue with drinking a Diet Pepsi. If someone says, we don't have Diet Coke, I say, well, how about Diet Pepsi? But I know people, I just bring me a water. Unsweet tea. It's like, come on.
It's so true. But by the way, what did you, yes?
Pepsi is vile.
Bart just came storming in
I heard this
Kramer on
conversation.
Seinfeld.
He's like threw the breakfast down over there. It's like coffee spilled.
I heard what was going on in here, and I had to.
Your feet were so far ahead of your whole body.
I got something to say. I got something to say. Get out of my way.
Is Pepsi okay? No, Pepsi is not ever okay.
There's just some things that Bart has to be heard of.
Bring me a water.
And that's
Put some
so
lemon
that's
in
you?
it.
I mean, I'll do a Dr. Pepper or something on
See,
occasion.
now that's the alternative.
But I'm not
That's
going Pepsi. No, sir.
Yeah.
You got to take a stand somewhere, don't you? You got to
darn
draw the
right.
line.
You're darn right.
So Edward was at a Blink 182 concert last night.
Yeah.
And he had himself a tall boy flight
Yeah.
by Yingling. How was it?
24
awesome.
ounces. 24 ounces.
I was
They got some big ones.
I was
at the
delightfully surprised whenever we went up to that top bar that
Yeah.
they added a few years ago. It's really nice.
It is.
And in the refrigerator, the beer refrigerator, there was Flight by Yingling.
Yeah, big ones.
Big
Yeah,
ones.
it was like a beacon in the night.
The Big Daddy.
Calling my name.
Flight by Yingling, a beacon in the night.
So you got
And
4
it was
hours sleep
excellent.
and you had a beer.
That's
That was
right.
a wild night for Edward.
Big night.
That was.
Stayed out late.
Boy,
had
you
a
really
beer.
let your hair down last night.
Yeah. Had a babysitter.
Yeah.
It was a big time.
Yeah. Tastes like a Yingling, but it's a light beer. The next generation of light beer. A beacon
Have it at the amp.
in the night.
When you go see a concert.
Have a Flight by Yingling at the amp. 7:14. Good morning.
Bo.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds. Professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
That's special.
By the way, good morning. We just kind of jumped in, and we're coffee deep. And hey, everybody,
Morning, Bart.
welcome in.
Edward.
I smell the bacon cooking. It's going to be a good day.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I'll tell you what, man. We're going to have to change some things around here. We got to quit this random breakfast stuff in the morning. We got to get on a plan. We got a meal prep
Breakfast
or something.
plan? Like a meal
Can
plan?
Can you work on that, Bart?
Griddle. We need a griddle.
What?
Wow.
That's maybe. But I mean, are we
need-
really going to do
we
that?
need a cook, too.
Then we're going to see. That's the thing.
If
then we're
there's
going to have to
food
get
in the fridge to be cooked, I will come in 10 minutes early and cook breakfast.
Really? You'd have breakfast
Sounds-
waiting when we got
Sounds good right now until you end up going to a Blink 182
Yeah, out
concert
partying
and
all
drinking a
night.
tall boy from Flight.
I feel great this morning.
And
I think
well,
it's the flight.
The first couple of times you do feel
It
good.
is. It is.
Well, I'm not going in.
It is pretty
this
good.
Is like the
It
first
is
time
pretty
I've been
good.
to a concert in like 2
you're
years.
You're not wrong about the Flight. It is pretty good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's
rejuvenating.
It is. It's refreshing.
My skin is good this morning.
Light, crisp, refreshing.
Does a lot for you.
I mean, when it comes from America's oldest brewery, what do you expect?
Yeah.
And it's the next generation of light
it's
beer.
It's really good.
Chuck, how's breakfast?
Well, it's good.
Can I tell our listening family how you ordered breakfast this morning?
Yes, it's fine. Go ahead.
So Bart is going to Starbucks, and I say, I'll have some, before I can even get the words
light
out
on
of
the
my
Gouda, heavy on the saw. I mean, however you order from Starbucks.
He's like,
I just want a coffee.
Chuck said, don't. He said, I'll have coffee. And then Bart said, what do you want, anything to eat? And he said, yeah, but don't bring me any of that healthy crap.
He said, I need a significant amount of saturated fat.
I didn't say significant. I said just make sure it's got some saturated fat in there. Otherwise, it's not going to have any flavor. I don't want some flavorless bagel or some kind of special Starbucks sandwich that has no taste.
So then you walk out of the studio and Bart's browsing the Starbucks menu.
Yeah.
And he says, bang, 29 grams of fat.
That did happen.
I'll get a sausage, biscuit, whatever. I didn't even know they had that at Starbucks. Gray Hog is on the horn here from Booker County. What's going on? Turn your radio down.
Hello?
Yeah, turn your radio down so you don't hear a delay.
Yeah, listen on the phone.
Talk to us on the phone. And we'll be.
How y'all doing today, guys?
We're doing
great. How about you?
Doing good. Just got a couple things from yesterday's show. Kind of want to comment. First off, I want to say that I'm the fault that we lost to Memphis.
All right.
Because I live out in BFE, and I actually came to town to watch the game with my son instead of listening to Chuck.
That's
I
right.
always listen to Chuck.
You messed up the routine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I messed up the routine. Messed it up. But anyhow, a couple things. Y'all were talking about the 9 games that we are in the SEC now doing. My question was, why didn't we do a deal with the Big Ten for our 9th game where we took our top 16 or our 16 teams against their top 16 teams and kind of did it like the SEC and the ACC Challenge?
I don't know the answer to that question. I do think it would be interesting, and I sort of thought we might see something along those lines, and we may at some point. I don't know. But it's hard to mandate what would be a 10th game then, or even.
Yeah, well, I'm not even saying the 10th game. I'm saying instead of us beating up on each other for an extra game in the SEC, the Big Ten, they're not beating up on each other. Not like the SEC. And that would just give us our 9th game, and
I see
then we
what
could
you're
have
saying.
our regular game.
I see what you're saying,
just,
but you've also got to consider that the Big Ten plays 9. And for them,
Yeah.
they would be mandating their schools a 10th game. I mean, you'd have 10 games that you would have to play. So you would only have 2 remaining that, you basically do your business off of, so to speak. I mean, you try to make money off of it.
Well, yeah. That should have been something that the SEC and the Big Ten looked at before they went to the mandating the 9 games.
But the Big Ten's been 9 games. I mean, it's been 9 games for a year or 2 now.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. It would be nice, but at least right now it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I just think it'd be neat to have the Big Ten.
It would be. It would be. You're
SEC
right.
Challenge.
It would be. It'd be fun.
And set that up on a yearly basis, and then
the good part is
we could say, go ahead.
I was just going to say the good part is you play them in bowl games, but a lot of times the bad part of that is the rosters are depleted when you get there.
Exactly.
Well,
but and then
it would be cool. You're right, but it's just not going to happen.
Well, in 5 years, everything's going to change. Or maybe less. Like, we can talk about all these permanent opponents, and we will, and the 9-game schedule in the SEC. But do we really think that in 3 years, whatever happens next year is going to happen 3 years later? I mean, I just think things are about to change. The way college football's run, what we're doing with conferences, how we're handling schedules, it has to. I mean, we're just not set up correctly. Bart, I know that you could talk between now and 9 o'clock about this, but give me a minute on. I see you over there nodding in approval.
Well, I'm nodding in approval of what you're saying, not necessarily what was going on about the SEC and the Big Ten and all that.
But what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think this is going to get more and more professionalized.
Yeah.
Like, I think it has to with the way things are going now. I don't necessarily like it, but I think it's the only way forward for college football is for this to become a semi-professional league. Like, there's this what's it called? The CARES Act that's going through, or what's it called? The SCORE Act. The SCORE Act. It's all these major conferences have voiced their support for all of a sudden now that's going through Congress. I'm very skeptical that that's like a good thing for the health of college athletics, in particular college football, because I think it actually limits what can be done moving forward. But college football in particular needs a fresh start and needs to become more professionalized. It needs to be separate from everything else. And you have to have leagues. I'm talking football. I'm not talking about all the other sports. I'm talking about football. It has to have its own league, its own setup, its own situation with all the bells and whistles that come with professional football to an extent, or to whatever extent it can, to make it work. It's got to be you got to have competitive balance. You have to have all that stuff.
We'll ask Chris Lowe what he thinks and get into this season and this game on Saturday. On 3's Chris Lowe, one of the great college football writers out there. When we come back, it's 7:27. What's today, guys?
Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday. Have at it. You're right, Chuck. You're right. You're right.
You're not wrong, Chuck.
Because
that's
we don't
all I
want
wanted to hear. That's really all I wanted to hear.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
WT Equipment is overstocked on new Bobcat equipment. The lots are packed and ready to move with special fall deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built for any job. Take your pick from compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more, all backed by WT Equipment's trusted service and support. And don't forget, WT Equipment's Fall on the Lot community event is Saturday, October 4th from 12 to 4 p.m. Food, games, prizes, and family fun only at WT Equipment.
Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. So if you're in the market, now's the time to make a move. That includes the brand new Chevy Traverse, the Chevy Trax, and all the favorites like the Tahoes and Suburbans. And for truck lovers, there are Silverados in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
Know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
when's the last time you wrote someone a handwritten note?
It's been a while, I have to admit. I mean, I've sent a lot of what I consider
Birthday
to be
cards.
meaningful texts, but I have.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah, a lively crowd at Sam Pittman Live last
It was
night.
full. I knew it would be. The undefeated at the Catfish Hole, man. Never lost there.
I'm going to get in trouble tonight, but I kind of don't care.
What was he talking about?
Someone asked about
it's better without context.
about replay. Okay. What a coach could challenge. They were talking about the PI call down there where they scored the touchdown and should have been offensive interference.
The question was, what can you challenge
Yes.
as a coach? And he said, well, you can't challenge pass interference on them or on them.
The question was actually.
And then he said that.
The question was actually modified by the host. I'll just take you inside the game there,
Yeah, there you go.
because it was worded in a way that might have gotten him in trouble. So
Chris Lowe is here with us now on the Chuck and Bo Show, covering college football, longtime ESPN reporter now with On3. Chris, were you stunned with the outcome at Memphis on Saturday, or is Memphis better than we think, or what are you thinking about all this?
No, I wasn't stunned. I mean, yeah, I think Memphis is a good team. Silverfield's done a really good job there, and that's just one of those games nobody in the SEC wants to play, right? I mean, the loser, the person who scheduled that game, I'll be the one that's getting the lashes, because that's just not a game. I mean, you could poll any SEC coach. They don't want to go to Memphis and play, especially when Memphis has got it going the way they do right now. That's not an excuse, but it's, if you just, what do you gain out of it? If you're Arkansas, or you're Ole Miss, or you're Tennessee, or whoever, Texas A&M, what do you get if you go and win that game? Nothing.
Yeah.
well, Arkansas had not played there since 1998. Against Memphis, and I mean, there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever play there again. And they've played in the Liberty Bowl enough to have seen the stadium plenty of times.
Mind-boggling.
Here Arkansas is, Chris, 2 fumbles away from being 4-0, but they're still 2-2, and they did lose at Memphis. And I wonder nationally how people are looking at Arkansas. I know what's happening in this state, but as you talk to people, I'm sure it comes up on occasion. What's the feeling about where the Razorback program is?
The thing I get the most is that that for whatever reason, and I understand sometimes this goes to coaching, sometimes it's just bad luck, that they've had a lot of close games and they haven't been able to finish them. And that's just, it's not that they're just getting blown out, typically. Outside of the Ole Miss game last year, they're not just getting embarrassed. They don't look like they're out of place, when they play, or just not, can't measure up physically or talent-wise. I mean, now they've given up a lot of big plays on defense. But I think that's the other thing is they're not a bad football team, especially now. I watched. I talked to 2 coaches, in fact, after the Memphis game, but I watched. With the time of that game, I was able to watch just about the whole game, and I don't think anybody's shocked that they're porous on defense at times, but they're a team that can move the ball, I think, on anybody, and I think they will. I think you'll see that play out all year long. You can't fumble the ball. I mean, you end up Sam's catching grief there in that state, but he's not fumbling the football inside the 10, inside the 20. They're driving the ball. I think both those games, it's immaterial now, but they hold on the ball, they're going to win both those games. And neither one of those games are on their home turf. So, I mean, again, ifs and buts, I get that. But if you hold on the ball and win both those games, I think it's the difference in the way they're viewed right now.
Chris,
you're 4-0 and you won 2 games away from home.
Chris, when you get in this situation with a football program, and you've seen this before, when a majority of the fan base thinks change is imminent, I'm always interested in the view from the outside. What the rest of the world thinks when they look in. When you look at Arkansas's situation right now, given the backdrop to everything that's happening this week, I mean, what are your thoughts?
The first thing I look at is how are what are the players doing? How are they playing? Are they playing hard? Is the team competing? Does it look like a coach has lost his locker room? Is there any, basically you're talking about a fan base becoming a little bit apathetic. I don't see that in his team. I really don't. I understand. I mean, I've been around the SEC forever, and when a group of fans, sometimes it's a loud minority, sometimes it's a loud majority, want a coach gone or feel like, hey, we've hit our ceiling, we're never going to get any better with this guy, fair or unfair, then that apathy starts to seep into the program. I just haven't seen that. Now we've played 4 games. I haven't seen that, and I think this week is a huge week for that program with Notre Dame and the ability or the chance, the opportunity to beat a team like that. But Notre Dame's not set the world on fire either, but still to win a game of that magnitude and with a team that type of tradition, and to finally finish a game, I think that's probably what this team needs more than anything. But no, I get it, and I know the fans are upset and they want to change. The Bobby Bowden used to say they want a hanging, they want a public hanging at noon in the town square, and that's welcome to the SEC. And I will be interested to see how this team continues to play and compete. And I think to this point they have done that. And when you're close, it's one thing to just it's outside the league. But think about Illinois and Indiana. Indiana just absolutely clobbers Illinois, embarrassed them.
Yeah, what happened?
You lose by 50. You lose by 50 points if you're Brett Bielema in the Illini. To me, those are games that are harder to come back than what Arkansas has lost, because you just got completely outclassed. And so sometimes it happens. I guess what I'm saying is, from what I've seen from Sam's team this year, they're a pretty good football team. They just got to sort of clean it up in some areas, quit giving up some big plays on defense, and hold on to the football.
I don't want to belabor this point too long, but just real quick, what's going on with Indiana? I mean, are they legit? I was stunned by that whole, just that game. I think everybody was.
Yeah, I tell you, they play, Bo, with, you talk about a team that plays with their coach's personality. That's Indiana. I mean, Cignetti's got that bite back, in your face, we're going to kick your butt persona about him. And that's the way his team plays. I mean, they don't want to beat you. They want to beat you and rub it in your face. And
well, they sure did.
They did. I mean, that's exactly what they did.
But he's done a nice job there of building that culture, and bringing in players. They've done a nice job with the transfer portal and the quarterback. You look at the way the quarterback's playing right now, and it's not the first time they've been able to cash in like that. So I got a ton of respect for what he's done. And I know there's always going to be criticism. They don't play anybody in the non-conference part of their schedule. They didn't again. Well, they didn't last year and this year. So that's always going to hover over their head. But when they're beating teams in their conference like that, teams that are supposed to be top 10 teams, I mean, you tip your hat to them and say, hey, that's a hell of a job. They play, I think next week they play at Oregon, if I'm not mistaken. That, to me, will be a telltale game, really, for both teams.
Yeah, the Oregon-Penn State game will be a interesting game this weekend as well. Chris Lowe on 3. What kind of game? Are you expecting this to be another tight game, Arkansas with a chance to win in the fourth quarter on Saturday?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think the Hogs are going to move the ball. Taylor Green, I know they had some issues in the second half where they went 3 and out too much, but I was talking to an agent, and I was talking to somebody in the pro game last week. Actually, it was before the Memphis game. And they said nobody had improved their stock and risen at the quarterback position the way he has. And I think that's a testament to him. It's a testament to Bobby Petrino. And Bobby gets a guy for his second year at quarterback. They always take off, and Taylor's done that. So I think as long as he's healthy, Bo, and playing to the level he's played at, they're going to be a tough out for everybody.
Chris,
so yes, I think they definitely have a great. I know what's the line down to, like 3.
Well, no, it went up overnight.
4.5
back to 4.5.
Okay,
but it was down to 3.5. What when you look at the landscape of college football, does an Arkansas have to do right now to? I'm not going to say be in the playoff every year. But, I mean, you're watching teams like Texas Tech, and I saw a stat earlier this week that the top 7 transfer portal classes to this point in the season have played 27 combined games, and they're 27-0.
Yep.
I mean, is that where we are for a team like Arkansas?
Yeah, you got to strike it. You got to strike it rich. I mean, I don't think it's any coincidence that Ole Miss paid what they did last year. Now, they didn't make the playoff, but they were on the cusp.
But you could argue they should have.
Yes, they were right there. They were knocking on the door. But they bring in a Walter Nolan. They bring in a lot of those guys. The pass rusher from Florida on the outside. Several receivers. Trey Harris is their best receiver. He was a transfer. So Jackson Dart did not start his career at Ole Miss. But yeah, I think you've got to strike it rich in the portal. Now, for teams like that, if you're Bama and Ohio State and Georgia, you can continue to recruit and develop kids, but you still got to go out and get them. I can promise you this: I've seen Georgia live this year, and if they didn't have Zachariah Branch on their team, they'd be in trouble. And he's a transfer. So yes, I think especially for a school like Arkansas, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri. Missouri's got a ton of transfers. They brought in a ton of transfers. Those running backs, Ahmad Hardy, is terrific. So I think hitting it right in the portal, continuing, and when you're a state like Arkansas doesn't just produce, tons and tons of ready-made college football players, but you better get the best ones in your state, and I think you better certainly get the right ones in Texas. I think that's you go back and look when Arkansas has been really good, they've almost always had some guys from that state that were contributors, and I think you just got to be able. And I know we're kicking a dead horse. I don't mean that literally, but you got to be able to finish games, and that's different things. And I think this season changes dramatically. I really believe this. They can win on Saturday at home, and then I think it gives them a little momentum because they're not that far off. I know fans hate that phrase, and coaches say it, and sometimes they say it. It's not true. I think it's true with Arkansas. I don't think they're that far off.
Yeah. Man, so many places I want to go. I want to hear what you think the next 3 or 4 years of college football is going to look like. I mean, we got these 9-game schedules now with the SEC. Are we even going to be doing that in 4 years? Are we going to have a different model of how we're playing college football, or is it going to take longer? I mean, I've talked to former ADs that think that everything's going to change in the next 5 years or less.
Yeah, I do too, and I don't have a crystal ball to tell you exactly what it's going to look like, but I do think you're going to see college football to some degree split with the top, whatever the top teams are. Is it 38? Is it 48? I know you're going to ask, would Arkansas be a part of that? Yeah, I think they would. I think they are. Their football matters and always will matter, at that school. The other thing I don't know, Bo, is I'm starting to hear more and more of if you go to 16 teams in the playoff, and I can't believe that there won't be an expansion because of the money. I mean, they're just the more teams you have, the more games, the more money is going to be. The TV networks are going to pay more, et cetera. But if we do that, are we going to have? We're going to have play, and I think what we will have is the elimination of conference championship games, and then I think we'll have a play-in round. 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, 3, 6, 4, 5, and then you'll get automatic spots too. Let's say those are those 4 spots from the SEC and the 4 from the Big Ten. Then I think we'll also have at-large spots where, let's say 1 is Georgia and they get upset. Well, they're still in. Or 2 is Texas and they get upset. Well, they're still in. Same in the Big Ten. If Penn State's 1, they get upset. And that playing round, they still get. I think we might see. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that this quickly because they got to make a decision by I think it's December 1st. What the format is, it stays at 12 or goes to 16. I'm not sure we can do it that quickly, but I do think we're going to see changes in the playoff format. And I don't know that I like it. I just hate the fact that we're still whatever we do, we're probably going to water down the regular season and. That to me being a traditionalist and just being old, I mean, I just hate the fact that maybe sometimes you can lose in September and October, and it doesn't really matter. I'll say this. This is what I will say. I think it's good, theoretically, to have more teams involved once we get into November. Once the calendar flips from October to November, I think it's a good thing to have 30, 25, or 30 teams that legitimately still have a chance to play for the national title. I think that's good. I think it's good for the sport. You keep fan bases engaged. But you know what, guys? The usual suspects are going to still keep playing.
Yeah. Chris, great stuff, man. We got to run. We appreciate your time
Chris.
always.
That was great.
Thanks for hopping on with us.
All right, see you guys.
Always good stuff. Chris Lowe, on3on3.com. Got to hit a break. Back in a minute.
Yeah, what's your point?
You want my point?
Yes, I asked for it. Make it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Razorback Raffle is back. This raffle is a new and exciting way to support Razorback athletics, whether you're inside Razorback Stadium or calling the Hogs anywhere in the great state of Arkansas. Our inaugural raffle jackpots grew to nearly $500,000 last spring. Now you can be our next big winner, even if you're not in the stadium. Get your raffle ticket purchased to have a chance to win big right now at RazorbackRaffle.com.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I think I have 1,100 subscriptions. I'm pretty sure. It is so ridiculous.
My guys subscribe to Hulu twice.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Let me see if you want to try Brian? Is Brian still there?
Yeah, Brian's here.
Brian,
you got something to say to
Brian's
Bart.
in Greenwood. Go ahead.
I do. I need to go straight to the Chevy Situation Room.
Well, you're there.
You're in it.
You're in it now.
Welcome.
All right. So while talking to Bart, before you hang up, I've got a statement and 3 questions.
Okay.
But my statement is, I called in yesterday, and I wanted to thank Bart for doing the research and letting me know who the teams that Arkansas had a winning record against the SEC. He did much better than AI. So I appreciate that. My first question is, and I'm sure Chuck and Bo remember this, but there was a great college analyst who had a lot of knowledge, and his name was Beano Cook. So I'd just like to ask if I could, I hope this sticks, that I could refer to Beano Bart going forward.
Well, Beano Cook, I watched Beano Cook, and he's no Bart Bowman, let me tell you.
Now my second question is, we opened up against Ole Miss as 6.5-point dog, and we opened up against, Memphis as 6.5-point favorite. Using Bart's knowledge, and I don't quite understand this, how does Vegas, with the wheels falling off, and we may never win a game again, how are they flirting with we're only a 3.5 to a 4.5-point dog?
Well, it's an all-time rally the troops situation for Arkansas. This is one of those games where you would expect the Razorbacks to give, maybe their best effort of the season, whatever they have in the tank is going to be out there on Saturday. So that's why you would expect it to be maybe a closer game than otherwise it might be at just any other point in the season.
And how do you feel about it?
How do I feel about the game?
Yeah, how do you feel, Bart?
That's the real question. If you were going to place your bets, how do you feel about that?
Well, I probably would stay away from this game. Would be my honest opinion. That's what I'm going to do. But
if you were,
going to place away,
if I were, I would have Notre Dame as about a touchdown favorite.
If you were setting
okay, now let me preface this.
All right, ask it quickly. We got 30 seconds. We got 30 seconds. Ask it quickly.
All right, I'm a huge Razorback fan, 35 years, but the last time I bet against my Hogs was Darren McFadden went to Little Rock and decided to break his toe in a bar fight before USC came to town. Should you bet the house on Notre Dame to cover?
I'm not giving you that advice. I don't want anybody losing their house.
You can tell that there's a lot of thought from Brian that's gone in
to
this Saturday morning at 11 a.m.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this. There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life, too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
We were 0-5. They put us all in the coffin. They just didn't put the nails in.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
So I'm at the gym yesterday, and I go take a big giant gulp out of this water bottle. And then I realize, as I'm carrying the water bottle in my hand, it's not mine. But I made an about face, and I immediately pivoted and went right back, put it down, and walked off and hoped nobody saw. What do you do?
I think you handled it the right way. I mean, if you were carrying diseases, that'd be different. But as far as I know, you're not. There's no harm, no foul.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
Do you mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
In that said, I have no idea what your question was.
I forgot too.
It was last night on the Sam Pittman Live show.
Great moments in Sam Pittman Live history there.
It happens here on the Chuck and Bo Show from time to time, too. But you guys had a big crowd there last night.
It was a big crowd. It was a good night.
You had Carmona.
Carmona was there. Ian Jeffrard was there. And pound for pound, I guarantee you we had the two biggest guys on anybody's coach's show last night. I mean, we had a combined weight of about 750 up there on the stage. That did not include me, of course.
I would not have fit in with that crew. I remember being at an event one year and interviewing a bunch of football players, and they were all standing up on the stage, and you just kind of went down. You asked them like one question each, and I got the Dan Skipper.
Yeah.
And I can't reach him with the mic.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it just.
You needed one of those.
I needed
a
help.
Stand. You needed a box.
I needed somebody just in that moment. I needed you to pick me up, like pretty much every day.
Well, that's when you go with a waist up shot. You're standing on a box and nobody knows unless somebody screws up and goes to the wide shot.
It was a live audience.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was.
That's brutal.
But Carmona, he's always an entertaining guy.
He is good.
He is. He's a lot of fun. But then when he gets in between the lines, he gets nasty.
You know, it's interesting. He's. I didn't realize this. You know, he's one of the captains on the team. His dad was a captain on his football team, and his brother was a captain on his football team, and that's kind of been a family thing. And so he talked about how that was important to him.
Well, he's talking about coffee and beer last night.
Oh, yeah, you got to get your coffee in. If you can drink your beers, get your beers in, and just get the party started, man. It's going to be a party there at the stadium at 11 o'clock, and I'm excited. Just get the crowd going and, put on a performance that the crowd will be happy about, and just get loud, and I know we'll pack that thing out, and it'll be a stripe out, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Coffee or beer on Saturday morning? What do you think is going to be consumed?
I'm going to say both.
Razorback Stadium.
I'm going to say both.
Vodka.
Yeah, there's going to be some. Probably be a mimosa or two or a screwdriver, maybe a Bloody Mary.
Absolutely.
Coffee on the way to the game.
Nah.
And then you do the tailgate. You got to get the jet fuel. Got to get the good foundation.
Maybe an energy drink.
Yeah. Really? I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might skip the coffee on Saturday.
What are you? Yeah. What's your game plan, Bart? You got
a tailgate?
Family coming to town.
Yeah.
When are you going to arrive so we can all be waiting for you?
Not sure. I'm not sure yet. Before kickoff.
Remember during the softball super regional?
That's what I was thinking
when
about.
Bart was having that tailgate, and he wouldn't invite us.
No.
And so we said we were going to do our own, and we had pony rides.
We had pony rides.
We had animal balloons. We had face
I swear
painting.
the first tailgate I am a part of this year, y'all better be there.
Well, that's why we're asking.
I heard an invite.
That's why we're asking.
Yeah,
we want to know where it's going to be set up.
Well, I don't have like a setup for the football game on Saturday.
Next year, I think Chuck and Bo will have an official tailgate for Chuck and Bo listeners.
No,
probably in your garage, and then we'll shuttle everyone to the game.
Well, I don't love that.
You'll shuttle in your new vehicle.
No.
We'll have Chuck's truck, and we'll be piling people in the back of it.
Right.
And it'll be a shuttle to the game.
I don't love that.
It's a good idea.
It really is. You probably get 15 people.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. It'll be a big time. But I'm interested to see what the environment's going to be like, but I think it'll be pretty good.
Listening to Carmona there, and I was obviously, visited with him off the air last night. Chris Lowe was on a minute ago. We've been talking about the spread. Caller wanted to know why it's only 3.5, 4.5. Chris Lowe said something about the locker room a minute ago. That's the one thing that always factors into this. And I was thinking about at the end of Bielema's time and at the end of Morris's time, and really you go back to the end of John L's year, they had completely lost the locker room by the end. I mean, we remember how those games ended. The first thing that went bad, I mean, it just went, got worse real quickly. Pittman's never lost the locker room. And that's the one thing that I wonder about. People, and I know, with Gundy getting fired, I know that in season and mid season, and it seems to happen earlier, every 3 or 4 years, somebody gets fired. And I know that there are a good number of our fans that are ready for imminent change. I get that. But I've always looked at, are they still playing for him? We lose sight of the fact that they've played 4 games in a 12-game schedule. There's a lot of season left, for better or worse. For better or worse, we don't know. But they're going to play 8 more football games regardless. He's not lost the locker room. And that's why I do expect this to be a close game on Saturday. I don't know if Arkansas is going to win. It may be just like the other games. They may be right there at the point where they're about to win the game and then they don't. That could happen. Odds are it might. But I've always thought that is the telltale sign, and that's when it's over. It's over when they quit. When they quit on him, it's over. If Notre Dame's up 21-0 at halftime, that might happen Saturday. It might. I don't think that's going to happen, though. And I think that is – I'm not saying it's the determining factor. Wins and losses are the determining factor. It's a bottom-line business. But when you separate yourself 2 and 3, let's say they don't win Saturday, players are still playing for him, it's not as easy to make that decision if you're an administrator as you might think. As a fan, it's easy to give up. It's easy to throw in the towel and go do something else on Saturday. Actually pulling the trigger is a different deal. And
it's easy to talk about.
Yeah, and so that that goes back to what we said earlier. You would be terribly naive not to believe that what happened Saturday is going to have a profound effect on what we're talking about Monday.
It's right. Look, if you have another just heartbreaking loss where you had a chance to win at the end and you didn't finish it off, how many more as a team can you take?
Absolutely.
And it becomes a real thing, a real discussion the next day. If you win that game, by the same token, all of a sudden maybe you have momentum as a team. And it's easy for us to sit here and have all the conversations, the real surface level thing about make a change. But this will sound ridiculous to some people, and I'm sorry. But if you just look at it from a football perspective, and we've had outside opinions come in and give us maybe a little bit more objective thought, this football team is 2 fumbles away from being 4-0. They're also 2-2, but Saturday could be a big momentum thing, a huge momentum thing, one way or the other. It literally could propel your season to maybe the kind of bowl year, where you have 7 wins, and it could also be the very end.
Well, this would be the definition of pulling it out of the fire. That's for sure. It absolutely would. Here's the thing about losing a game like this, and when a team, so to speak, is on the brink, there's no such thing as a good open week, because that's when you lose them. That's when you lose them. And if you win this ball game Saturday, hey, open week comes at a great time, man. We're going to get healthy. We got Tennessee on the road, then we got 3 straight home games. Everything seems possible. If you lose, particularly if you lose in a certain fashion, you go into the open week thinking, man, what's this thing going to look like in 10 days? Because it's going to look a whole lot different.
Big game.
Big game.
Big game. By the way, Walk-Ons is open, Bart, at 9 on Saturday.
Wow.
They're opening at 9.
Good to know.
That's how you adjust to 11
You can have coffee and beer.
Yes.
You can have coffee and beer.
Yes. And, I'm sure they'll make you some eggs. At 9 a.m., the pregame begins.
Let's go.
At Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. So if you're coming in town or you're already in town, that's a great spot, not far from the stadium. Get started there. It'll be a big time. And then make your way, get yourself a flight by Yingling, and then make your way to the game. SeatGeek has tickets available.
Sit on the top row for $56.
For the very top row. You can sit other places for a little over $100. You can sit with Bart For how much, Bart? How
Are
much?
all your seats taken?
How much will you give one of your tickets away?
Do you save one or two,
or
like,
sell it for?
just in case?
Will you sell one of your tickets?
Nope.
Can we get a random to sit next to you?
Nope.
Come on.
What about the cardboard cutout?
Nope.
Oh yeah. Who wants to take the cardboard?
We used
cutout?
that one time at a game.
We have
We've not
big
got the
ideas.
It's been
ROI on
underutilized.
We've moved on to other Bart things. Breaking Bart. October 14th.
Why can't the cardboard cutout be there?
The cardboard
It will
cutout's
be.
going to
Yeah.
going to Mountain.
Okay. It is
It's
going to
going to
Mountain.
Mountain.
It is
It's going
going
to be
to
right by the first tee box.
That is. By the way, we have other country clubs now scheming to host the Chuck and Bo show and then break Bart. Bart, how many, do you really think you're going to break 90 at Mountain Home October 14th?
I have no idea,
At Big Creek?
Well, you were pretty confident a month ago.
I have no idea.
I'm not gonna
I've
lie
never
to you.
played the course. I've never seen the course. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that was true of Oakmont, but you were confident that you could break 100 there.
That's only 10 strokes.
Yeah.
That's only 10 strokes difference. Big Creek, Oakmont, 10 strokes. I mean, anybody can see that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this is no fun. We need a little confidence out of you. I mean, we're going to be betting on it.
Well, I mean, hell yeah, I'm going to break 90.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. I mean,
Bo's going to be the guy over under the tree with like a wad of hundreds.
Yeah.
Taking bets all morning long, writing down notes.
My green visor on.
Yeah.
My poker visor. You know who's not wishy-washy? You know who's always confident? That's the crew at Teamwork Roofing and Construction. All their crews show up with 100% confidence because they've been trained to do the job well, and they're using the best materials you can use, like Malarkey Shingles. TeamworkBuilt.com. If you're looking for a quote, maybe you've got an insurance claim, you need some quotes, Teamwork Roofing and Construction needs to be one of them because it's going to benefit you. They're going to communicate with you, show up on time, come in on budget and on time, and leave you an immaculate job site with a beautiful roof and one that'll last when they're finished with the job. TeamworkBuilt.com. Check out their website. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork. This is not interesting. It's just interesting to us.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey Shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
Today's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bart's over there fact-checking. Kind of ruined.
Just ruined the whole day for me. Has everything I've said on this show been fact-checked?
This would not have happened. This would not have happened.
Have you gone home and fact-checked everything I've said?
No.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, Ben in Little Rock suspects that Bart struggles at the Pullman Invitational have, in fact, broken his game. He's a broken man.
Pullman Open.
Pullman Open. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Pullman Open.
Whatever.
Well, you got to get the name right.
But you're
40, there have been 42 of them.
The
You got to
fact
get the
that
name
you
right.
finished in last place has ruined you, is what Ben is saying.
No. Look, I struggled a little bit with the irons. Struggled a little bit with the irons.
You struggled a lot. You finished in last place.
Well, it's a team. It's a team event, Chuck.
So
It's
you're
a team
blaming
event.
throwing your teammates.
No, I'm saying it takes
That's
a collective
sure
effort.
sign. A sure sign.
It takes a collective effort.
Bart
and
lost
we,
his locker
we were
room.
not. We were not good enough. We were not good enough on Saturday to get the job done. We did not put the ball close enough to the hole.
We'll see how
to
you
give
feel
ourselves
about your
enough chances
teammate.
at birdies.
We'll see how you feel about your teammate when you don't have one, and it's just you.
Yeah, well,
out there by yourself
on an island.
On an island.
Yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah, well, you're going to be there, but not with this. This is different. Are you doing any mental exercises or anything to prepare yourself for Big Creek, and being on an island with the pressure and all that?
Pressure's for tires.
Oh, wow.
Pressure is a privilege.
Pressure is for tires.
Did that just happen? Did that just
Pressure's
happen?
for tires.
Pressure is for
Did
tires.
that just happen?
It did happen.
Or do you have kids we don't know about? Because that's something a dad would say.
Pressure's
That
for
is-
tires.
I have come up with some pretty bad dad jokes. That's the worst one I've ever heard.
Come on.
Pressure's for tires, son. What? Now would be a good time to tell you about the Razorback raffle, kids.
Pressure's a privilege. It's a privilege to have the opportunity to compete and to be in the arena.
Pressure's a privilege now.
Jeez.
This is so bad.
Are you going to be available?
Are you talking to the team on Friday?
Yeah.
Are you
Bart's
going to the
gonna give
hotel and
speech
talking to the
tomorrow
team
night.
on Friday night?
I could fire them up.
There's no way to let you in there on game day, but maybe Friday night.
I could get them fired
at the
up.
team meeting. Maybe, yeah. Hey, guys, pressure's for tires. And pressure is also a privilege.
I think that.
And then Chuck walks in and says, touchdown, Arkansas. And away they go.
I think we need to have when we go to Mountain Home, I think we need to have a junior clinic that day and have Bart talk to all the young golfers.
while he's mic'd up on the range.
Maybe while he's out getting warmed up.
on the range.
Just getting ready for the round.
Going to move it right to left here.
Have a little junior clinic out there. Teach them about, all the tenets of golf. And how it, is if you can conduct yourself on the golf course, you can conduct yourself anywhere in society. I think Bart and the young golfers. Need to have a little chat.
We do need to add that in.
Junior
That's
clinic.
going to be, that's the give back here.
Yeah.
We're going to do.
That's the
junior
give back.
golfers
That's
are
right.
coming to watch you warm up, and then we're going to make sure they all leave so it doesn't all get undone on the course.
Now Bart's about to start now. We got to get these kids out of here.
Get them back on the bus.
right.
Get them back on the bus.
boy.
Take them back to school.
Come
Kids,
on.
we've done all we can do here. And then we're going to show the Happy Gilmore version of them in a video that they'll all watch later on Instagram.
That's right.
And it'll all be out. Rod's on I-40. Rod, good morning. It's 8:22. It's Thursday. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
That's a brilliant day to be out. Pressure is for tires.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Hey, right out
Bart,
loud.
listen.
I wrote it down.
Bart, listen close.
I wrote it down.
Yeah. Listen closely, Bart. Are you in danger of becoming your parent? Because I can get that guy off the commercial. You know what I mean? Help you out, right? Because it sounds like he's in danger of becoming his parents, right? I mean, I haven't heard that.
Bart was
my
born
God.
30. Bart was born 30. You can tell. He's just got a maturity about him that most people don't have.
He wasn't born on third base, but he was born on first and 30.
That's right.
Okay, I was born at 1:30 a.m., but not last night. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because
Close.
yeah, that's pretty old too. That's like 50 years old that I know of.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
So, Bart, we need focus. You're going to win. You need focus. Our team needs focus. Total concentration, as Bruce Lee once said. Great man. And
I'll be focused. I'll be focused. I'll be locked in, Rod. Don't you
Laser
worry.
focused. Like Bruce
Yeah, no
Lee
pressure.
focused. Bruce Lee focused.
I'll, like
Chuck Norris focused.
Yeah.
It's like
Get me
when,
out there.
Go ahead, Rod.
Yeah, it's like, hang on.
Yeah, well,
that radio.
We got
That darn radio.
Lane in Cave City. Thanks, Rod. Lane, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hope y'all's having a good morning.
We are now.
Mr. Barrett, I've always wanted to ask you this question, and I just ain't ever got a chance to. So last night while I was waiting for the Cardinals game to come on at nearly 9 o'clock, there wasn't nothing else hardly on. So I went to SEC Stories and got to watching the one about the announcers across the history of the SEC. And I've always wanted to ask you, what was it like for you taking over for Mr. Paul Eels when he passed away? Was that a tough transition for you, or how was that? I've always wanted to ask you that.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't replace someone like that. And, really Mike Nail filled in that first year because you'll remember Paul, Paul died the first part of August. And Mike did that first year. So there was kind of a buffer there. But, yes, I mean, obviously when you replace someone like that, particularly under the circumstances, it's, it's not ideal. It's not what you dream about.
Yeah, but I will say you've been around it so long and been around him for so long that it was pretty natural, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd been in the booth quite some time. I mean, a long time, over 10 years. And so, I mean, yeah, I kind of knew my way around.
Yeah.
And so, yes, that helped.
Boy, it's hard to believe how long ago that was.
But by the same token, if someone had come in from the outside, it would have been different for them, probably, better in some ways and worse in some ways. So
Taylor McGregor's coming up, by the way, our favorite sideline reporter, U of A alum, and we'll be on the call with this crew again on Saturday. Lamar's in Van Buren. Lamar, go ahead.
Yes, Leonard Lyons.
Hey, Leonard, how's it going?
Yeah, I was calling. Good. How you doing, Chuck?
Good.
Hey, guys, I just wanted to call because what I said, I'm going to tell you, Razorbacks are doing great, man. The guys are playing hard. They had a few flaws. Coaching staff let them down. The guru, as you call him, Mr. Petrino, needs to get his butt together and handle the second half. He comes out blazing fire, and for some reason he turns the gas off. I don't know what he's doing, but he needs to fix it. We brought Pittman in. The offensive line is there. The defensive line is getting there. That man's done his job. He cannot get out there and hold the football for him and hold their hands and make them get it done. Back off that man. He should be 4-0. He's got everything there like he was supposed to get it there. Back off of him. It's not on him. And I'm not blaming those guys for dropping the ball, but, hey, let's get some conditioning done. His supporting cast was letting him down, but he's doing his job. I'll let you guys go ahead and talk about that.
Thanks for the call,
Thank
man.
you, Leonard.
Appreciate it. 8:26.
Well, they've scored 10 points combined in the second halves of the last two games. And so, yeah, you'd like to score more points in the second half. I mean, there's no doubt about that. If they only score 3 or 7 in the second half Saturday, it's probably going to be a similar result. Hey, let me talk about WT Equipment before we go to a break. We've got Taylor McGregor coming up. WT Equipment's a family-owned, locally operated dealership. They've got 8 locations across Arkansas. Now, some of you are running a farm. Some of you are managing a job site. Some of you may just be taking care of your own stuff. WT Equipment has the tools to get it done. Trusted brands, New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and the legendary Bobcat. They've got an expert staff. They'll help you find what you need. And their commitment to service runs deep. That's really why they've been around as long as they've been around. If you're looking for dependable equipment, folks who treat you like family, stop by your nearest WT Equipment location or visit WTEquip.com and let's get to work. You can tell I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life, too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
High school School sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Particularly in the South, I'm not sure there's a title that carries more weight than coach. Maybe preacher.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Is there anything worse than being in a line at a convenience store and you got a lottery ticket, Byron? It tests every bit of patience, religion, everything good in your life. It tests.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, man, that's so true. You get in that line at a convenience store,
Oh.
and it no longer becomes convenient.
Nothing worse.
Yep. Taylor McGregor is great. She's joining us from ESPN. She's going to be on the sideline, Arkansas alum, and she'll be calling this game, part of the crew on Saturday morning for Notre Dame and Arkansas, this historic matchup, Chuck. The first time they've ever met, and it'll be in Fayetteville. You'll get to see those golden domes in Razorback Stadium. Taylor, welcome in. Good morning. Hope you're well.
Good morning, guys. I'm happy to be back on with you.
We're excited to have you back. And I know you talked to the teams leading up to the game. I don't know how much you've done of that yet this week, but I'm just curious if you have a sense how each team is sort of feeling coming into this game because of the seasons they've had so far.
Yeah, so we talked to the teams on Friday, haven't yet. I did talk to Jeremiah Love of Notre Dame. So, I think Notre Dame understands that they're sort of playing every game as if it's an elimination game now. Like, they have no room for error in order to make the college football playoffs. So I think they're fired up. They're excited to come down here. The reality is everybody outside of the SEC always wants to beat SEC teams. So I think even Notre Dame, they want to come to Fayetteville and they want to get a win in the SEC. That's just a huge thing that those guys talk about. So I think they're really fired up. And then listening to the press conferences of guys on the Arkansas side, I think they feel like they have a real shot to win this game too. And I'm excited to see the way that they respond after the loss at Memphis.
What is it about Notre Dame that has them in the position they are with a couple of losses already?
It's interesting. I just think you have to, for me, let's go back to last year, okay? So you have or very close one possession loss, okay? I think those should be, in a sense, rewarded for playing good games on your schedule, traveling to Miami. And then if they run the table, like, to me, I actually would argue that they probably have a better resume than a year ago when they lost to Northern Illinois. Like, those two close losses, for me, are better than the one loss to Northern Illinois. It just is. At home. Let's not forget. So I think if they run the table, for me, there's a real chance they get into the CFP, assuming it plays out the way that it did last year, where you're talking about, 3-loss SEC teams. Now, all of this changes if there are in the Big Ten and the SEC who run the table and don't end up winning the conference, but then, still get the at-large bid. So some of it is still play, but I do think with Notre Dame, I think they have the chance to do that. Now, probably some of it is a little bit of a bias coming in from last year. They went to the national championship, and I think people expected their defense specifically to play much better than they have. Their offense has been amazing. They have an amazing offense, but their defense certainly has not lived up to what everybody expected. They're, I think, 104th in total yards allowed, not where you expect them to be. So, that's kind of my synopsis of Notre Dame. I do think they still have a chance to CFP, and I do think this is sort of an elimination game for them, as it will be for the rest of the season.
You mentioned you'll talk to them on Friday, but I do kind of wonder what Notre Dame's thought is on getting well defensively, because they're not the same defensive team they were a year ago. They had a playoff defense last year, and they do not right now. I just wonder what the vibe is around their program, if they feel like they've legitimately got a chance to get better on defense, or if they just need to plan on scoring 30 points a game.
They believe they could be better in zone coverage. They've been really good in man, and then there's just been a breakdown in zone. And obviously you can't just commit to man and allow the opposing offense to just know that's where you're going to be. So I do think there's some things that they believe they can shore up in zone coverage that would allow them to be better. But, it's certainly been disappointing, the start that they've had, considering the defense they were a year ago. And then also, look, I know we say this a lot, but you want your team to be good the background of your head coach, and Marcus Freeman is a defensive guy, and you expect them to be good on defense. So I do think there's from him, and I'm friends with a lot of Notre Dame people here living in Chicago, and a lot of people are wondering, would he go back to taking over the play call if it got bad, and is that a way to get better? Who knows? I think a lot of things are on the table when it comes to what they're up against this season.
Taylor, when you look at the big picture in college football right now, I mean, we've seen Gundy fired already. We've seen other coaches fired already. Here, I'm sure you know what the conversation is right now regarding the coach. People at Notre Dame are ready to dump Chris Ash on the defensive side. I mean, we're like a third of the way through the season. It kind of makes me wonder what the back half, and we're not even to the back half, the back 2/3, what it's going to look like, because, there are already teams that are throwing in the towel, and there are already teams that are planning for the playoff, and it's we're a long way from both of those things.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that is one of the downsides of the CFP, I will say, because it does feel like at points in the season, if you're not playing and competing for a college football playoff, what's the point of the season? And that's not good for the sport, and I don't like that. I also think some of the firings, like with the transfer portal, I think it even adds to the pressure of you have to win now, because you've been able to see new coaches come into programs and flip it really quickly with the transfer portal. So I just think it's created more pressure, and it's an interesting between teams that are good, teams that are bad, and just college football as a whole. And this is what happens when there's a lot of money, a lot of pride involved. Things go quick, and we've certainly seen that play out.
Taylor, what is your take on Arkansas? Taylor McGregor, ESPN, Arkansas alum, will be on the sideline Saturday. They're really 2 fumbles away from being 4-0 potentially, and yet they are close losses again, and you've lost at Memphis, and you really are 2-2. And, the people that want to change have every reason to be loud right now. Big game for them, but what do you make of where Arkansas is?
I know it's hard. I think with Arkansas, I mean, the one loss or the one score losses, I'm sure you guys did, and I know you can't always read everything on the good old X machine, but it can be painful to be an Arkansas fan at times, and part of that you have to be thankful for, I think, because it's not like we're sitting here talking about blowout losses and Arkansas never has a chance. Like, Arkansas always has a chance, in my opinion. And look, they're hosting a really good Notre Dame team. And last time I checked, the line is 3.5. So even Vegas thinks this is going to be a good game. And so I think it's weird because that's what you want. Like, you want your team to be competitive. You want your team to have a chance to win. Obviously, over the course of time, you would hope and you want those one-score losses to eventually go into your favor, and you do want to be able to stack up 10-win seasons and have more sustained success. I totally get it, but it's hard to figure out what's going on because they're competitive. They're in these games. They just can't seem to win. Like, I'm looking at third down. They're 114th in third down defense, but they're 84th in total yards. Like, they're way worse on third down than they are in maybe total defense, and that's a little thing that you would hope could get corrected. Like, I don't know, man. Arkansas's hard. It's weird how they keep losing these one-score games. I wish I had an answer for you, but
yeah, no, I guess we know.
For me, it's kind of like, well, let's hope for a good game this weekend, and I think Arkansas has a real chance to win, and maybe that could change some of the narrative around Fayetteville.
I don't know if the average fan really cares about what I'm going to ask you, but I do, so I'm going to ask you. In your career and going through school and being a fan, and in today's world, whether you get to watch the Arkansas game, call the game, or find out what the score is, I know in your heart you still want them to win and you're a fan, but you're a professional and you have your job to do. But in your career, how much has your perspective changed on how you view your own opinions because of all the players and coaches that you spend time talking to?
Oh, it's changed tremendously, yeah. Tremendously. And I think the biggest thing is you don't know what you don't know. And so I understand fans at home who get these red-hot takes and they believe they're right because they don't know what they don't know. And the reality with my job is I'm more privy to information than people at home are. And so oftentimes I'm able to understand and know why something is happening. And there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stories and things unfolding that just the normal fan doesn't know. So I think it just gives me a better perspective, and I really just say it gives me more information to make an opinion. So it's allowed my perspective to change tremendously for sure.
Well, here we go. A historic game Saturday in Razorback Stadium, and I guess pretty cool for you that you get to be a part of it.
I know. I'm excited. I remember when this game was announced. So I remember thinking, like, oh, I can't wait to go to that game. And
little did you know.
Yeah, little did I know I would be working it. Yeah. So what a blessing. I'm super fired up. My first game back in Fayetteville. I've never done a game in Fayetteville.
Is that right?
I've only ever had the Hogs on the road. So I'm super excited.
Oh, that's great. Well, we'll see you at the game, Taylor. Thanks for hopping on with us every time you do. We appreciate it. We know how busy you are. And best of luck. Safe travels to you.
Thank you, Taylor.
Of course. Awesome to be on with you guys.
Thank you, Taylor. Let's talk soon. Taylor McGregor, just a blossoming career, and what she's been able to do. But good perspective from her, and it'll be an interesting spot to be in on that sideline.
You could have a junior clinic with Taylor. She comes back, goes and talks to the broadcast students.
We're going to get this done with Bart. We got school bus kids coming to watch him warm up on the range October 14th.
Mic'd up.
Big Creek. Yeah, he'll have a mic on. We'll have a loudspeaker. And the kids will never be the same.
Bart's known to be a good instructor. He told us that earlier.
He mentioned that during. Yeah. By the way, Jackson the intern is in here.
Yeah, a rare Jackson sighting for us because you work later now.
Yep. Edward said things are going well, but apparently there was a big illness in Jackson's
everybody
circle,
gets sick,
and he wanted to keep that away from us, which we appreciate. But Jackson, we haven't heard from you in a while. You doing okay, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm having a great time over at the U of A.
How are things going with Edward?
Well?
School's going amazing. All A's.
Are you all A's?
All A's.
Wow. See, sometimes you just need, a kick in the butt from mom.
Of course.
And then bang, here you go. Look at you. So that, what would you say to the team if you got to talk to them on Friday night? Given the turnaround that you've had in your school career, what would you say to the team?
I think they also might need a kick in the butt from their moms as well.
You think that's the key?
I'm not getting paid money to go to school.
Yeah.
So
what would you say to them? What would you say? Hey guys, I'm not even getting paid to go to school.
I'm getting paid to go to school, but I think I could play better than y'all.
That's what you'd tell them.
I think
you wouldn't make it out of the locker room.
You don't think that'd be enough? That's what motivated me in high school.
Yeah. I'm interested in the role that Edward has played in your personal turnaround.
He's motivated me almost every day.
Okay, all right.
It's 8:46 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. Chuck has a little bit of a bad habit of getting on Facebook and buying things.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal Price Check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds, make the right call.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds: professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
It's stunning to hear every 20 minutes a child is diagnosed with a critical illness. But we can help. Grant life-changing wishes with Waiters for Wishes and the Razorback men's basketball team. It's Tuesday, September 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. This private ticketed event lets you take photos, get autographs, challenge your favorite hog to a Pop-A-Shot, and bid on silent auction items, all benefiting Make-A-Wish Mid-South. Tables are limited and going fast, so reserve yours today at midsouth.wish.org. So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
By the way, good morning. We just kind of jumped in, and we're coffee deep. And hey, everybody,
morning, Bart.
Welcome in.
Edward.
I smell the bacon cooking. It's going to be a good day.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
If you're planning a watch party, do it at Macadoodles. Best assortment of beer, wine, and spirits, and a level of customer service that's unmatched. Wine Down Wednesdays, 15% off every bottle of wine in the store. Macadoodles is just north of the state line in Bella Vista. And you'll find the same thing at Guess Who in Bentonville. What are we watching tonight, Bart?
NFL game, Seahawks-Cardinals, 7:15 on Prime Video. Sam Darnold Kyler Murray. Get excited.
That's Bart
That's a
Pullman.
dandy.
He's been in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room all morning. Rogers and Danville.
Home of the Little Johns.
Hey, I was wanting to congratulate Hunter for getting out of Arkansas, loading his rich buddies up in the U of A plane, spending $60,000 in fuel, going to New York City so he can go to a Yankees game and five-star restaurants. I mean, if I was him, I'd stay out of Arkansas, too, because I haven't met not one person in my town that wants him to come back.
How was your night, Roger?
Oh, it's been pretty good.
All right. You going to the game on Saturday?
No.
All right. So that was it? That was the call?
That was it.
All right, man. Have a day. It's Thursday. Enjoy the rest of it. I did see something on social media about the Razorback Foundation and a trip honoring somebody. I don't know.
I don't know anything. I heard something about it, but I don't know the particulars
I don't know.
of that.
It seemed like a Cal thing.
I saw that Cal's the one that tweeted it, but I would just like to say this. I have no opposition and no ill will towards anybody wanting to go to a five-star restaurant. I'm totally in favor of it.
I would like to go next time. Can you invite me, please?
I'm in.
Yeah.
I would absolutely just rather enjoy that.
I'd go.
Yeah, I mean,
I would go.
Now that he's brought it up, I'm kind of thinking about dinner plans.
Yeah, New York.
Like this just
restaurant.
does feel like a splurge Thursday with Notre Dame incoming.
I know. I mean, you got to be big. Got to go
Let's
big.
go
this
big.
week.
You got to go big this week, starting right now. The weekend begins now.
First official day, right here.
Looked like it was a trip with some of the 94 Club members. So big donors to the Razorback Foundation took them to a game.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing wrong with that. That's what you do.
No, that's exactly.
You think they talked a little football on the trip while they were in the plane? You think maybe?
I hope they had good wine. By the way, we're about 50 hours from kickoff.
Bang.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly right, Chuck. I'm glad you said it. Hey, when it comes to marking your
only
moments,
word that came to mind.
Mark your moments at Blakeman's. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. They are more than jewelry. They are the official jeweler of the Razorbacks, but it's really about your story. We'll try again tomorrow. Have a great one. I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
The Razorback Raffle is back. This raffle is a new and exciting way to support Razorback athletics, whether you're inside Razorback Stadium or calling the Hogs anywhere in the great state of Arkansas. Our inaugural